大家好 Welcome back to Edupedia World Videos. We are now at lesson 20.1, 22.1, where we'll continue on our dialogue on things to mind on the road. Okay, so the lesson outline is pretty straightforward. It's just to continue with the dialogue between Anna and Wang and see what Wang has to advise Anna. Okay? Wang is gonna advise Anna on what to be aware on the road in Beijing. Alright, let's get started. So remember last time Anna asked Xiao Wang what's the things that she has to be aware of or pay attention to when riding in Beijing. And so here's Xiao Wang's response. Use the special lane for bicycle and pay attention to the traffic lights and pedestrians. 小王说，走自行车专用道，注意红绿灯和行人。Anna has further comments on how she wants to travel. She says, I'd like to go to the Summer Palace by bicycle. 安娜说，我想骑车去颐和园。小王 answers, Good, but it will take you a bit of time. 小王说，好啊，不过时间长点儿。Okay, so Anna wants to know how long does it take from the city area to the Summer Palace, since Xiao Wang says it is pretty far away and it will take some time. So 安娜问，从城里骑到颐和园得用多长时间？小王 answers, about 1.5 hours. 小王说，大约1个半小时。Okay, so that's the end of the lesson. We don't have a lot of sentences, but there are quite a few new words. Let's look at them one by one. So remember, Anna asks what to be aware of when riding in Beijing. Xiao Wang answers, use the special lane for bicycle. In Mandarin, it is 走自行车专用道. Okay, there's only one new word here, which is 专. 专 means special, or sometimes it is used as in expert. Okay, for example, expertise. Okay, this is the pinyin 专, and the radical is this one, so the arrangement is simple. Let's look at how to write 专. 1, 2, 3, 4. Just 4 strokes for this word, 专. Okay, let's decipher the whole sentence. 走自行车专用道. So 走, as you have learned, it means walk. 自行车 means bicycle. 专用 is a new word. It is indirect translation is like special use, but in English it means specifically for the use of something. Okay, so 自行车专用, it means that it is specifically for the bicycle to use. Okay, 道 is lane. Okay, I know you have learned this word as in 知道, which means know, but 道 not only used in that context, but it can also be used as in lane or street. Okay, so 专用道 is to say special lane. Okay, and in Mandarin we don't say 专道, we just say 专用道 because it's specifically for bicycle to use. Okay, so you can say 专 has the meaning of specifically for something. Okay, so 走自行车专用道 is like walk, bicycle, special use lane, but in another words, it's being broken down as in 走自行车专用道. Okay, so there are 3 parts. And it is quite interesting for how we use 走 over there, as it means walk. But in this context, it is understood that you are saying you are moving on the special lane for bicycle. Okay, so it makes sense to use 走, which means walk. Okay. Of course, in English we also say bicycle lane, so it is also normal to say 自行车道. Okay, without the 专用 over there, because somehow it is also understood we can use special lane, because it is understood that bicycle lane is the special lane for bicycle. Okay, let's see what Xiao Wang has to advise next. So Xiao Wang continues, and pay attention to the traffic lights and pedestrian. 注意红绿灯和行人. Okay, and 2 new words here, so let's look at them. The first one is 绿. 绿 means green. Sometimes you will see other words that denotes green as well, but for this word 绿, it is really straightforward. It is just to mean green. Okay, this is the pinyin 绿, and the radical is this one, what's on the left there. So the arrangement is horizontal. Let's look at how to write 绿. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11. 11 strokes for this word, 绿. The next word is 灯. 灯 means light. The lighting as you hang on the wall, or sometimes it can also mean lamp, like desk lamp, that kind of lamp. So anything that lights the room or the space up, we call it 灯. Okay, we also use this word as in lantern as well. Alright, this is the pinyin 灯, and the radical is this one, what's on the left there. So the arrangement is horizontal because you have left and right components. Let's look at how to write 灯. 1 2 3 4 5 6. 6 strokes for this word, 灯. Okay, let's look at the sentence here. 注意红绿灯和行人. So 注意, as I said, it means pay attention or to be aware of something, because 注意 is like to pour your consciousness or awareness. So 红绿灯, you have learned 红 as in red, and 绿 you learned just now is green. So 红绿灯 is red green light, which is the traffic light. Okay, and 行人 is pedestrian. 行, as you have learned before, it is related to movement, and 人, as you know, is human. So moving human is like anyone that's walking on the street. So in another words, it means pedestrian. Okay, so to say 注意红绿灯和行人, it means pay attention to traffic lights and pedestrian. So it is straightforward enough, so I'm not gonna explain more. Let's go to the next slide. So Anna responds by saying where she wants to go. So she says, I'd like to go to the summer palace by bicycle. In Mandarin, it means 我想骑车去颐和园. Okay, there are new words here, but the new words, it means the summer palace. Okay, let's look at them. The first one is 颐. 颐, it has many different meanings. Sometimes it is to say face or cheek, but of course in this context it doesn't make sense, but I'll sort of explain it to you why we are using this. So this is the pinyin yi, and the radical is this one, what's on the right there. So the arrangement is horizontal because you have left and right components. Let's look at how to write yi. 1、2、3、4、5、6、7、8、9、10、11、12、13. 13 strokes for this word, yi. Next one is yuan. Yuan means garden. Okay, this is the pinyin yuan, and the radical is this one, what's wrapping outside there. So the arrangement is enclosure because the radical is wrapping what's inside there. Let's look at how to write yuan. 1、2、3、4、5、6、7. Okay, 7 strokes for this word, yuan. This word should be very familiar to you because you know what the outer component is and the inner component. Okay, the inner component is yuan, the word for renminbi, right? Okay, so let's look at the whole sentence. 我想骑车去颐和园. So it should be very straightforward. 我想骑车 is like I want to go. I want to ride a bike to go. 颐和园. And 颐和园 is Summer Palace. It is a tourist destination in Beijing. Okay, it is a palace for the emperors and empress to stay in during summer. So that's why it is known as Summer Palace. And you have learned 和 as in and, but in some other contexts it also means harmony. So 颐和 for 颐, it means cheek. So it's like the face is being harmony. Okay, it doesn't make sense for you maybe, but in Chinese it means that it is a place to maintain yourself, to have a rosy cheek and a very harmonious well-being when you are staying in the garden or in the palace. Okay, as you know, in a palace there are many gardens, so it is understood that yuan, it refers to a palace as it is being resided by the ancient emperors and emperors and empresses. Okay, so it should be very straightforward. 我想骑车去颐和园. It means I want to ride the bike to go to Summer Palace. In English, you swap things around. You say, I'd like to go to the Summer Palace by bicycle. Okay, so the words, it means the focus is on the bicycle that you are going to with. Alright, so let's see what Xiao Wang has to say. He says, good, but it will take you a bit of time. In Mandarin, it is 好啊，不过时间长点儿. Okay, there's only one new word, which is 啊. 啊 is a helping sound. Okay, so for this one is usually used in exclamation or when you are agreeing to someone. Okay, this is the pinyin 啊 without anything, without any tone on top. The radical is this one, what's on the left there. So the arrangement is horizontal because you have left, middle, and right components. Let's look at how to write 啊. 1、2、3、 4、5、6、7、8、9、10、11. Okay, 11 strokes for this word. Let's decipher the whole sentence. So to say 好啊 is to say good. Okay, you are agreeing to someone, and you are agreeing to someone, and you are agreeing with a bit of exclamation. It's background noise of the birds, so I'll wait for it until it's over. Okay, please delete this. 不过时间长点儿. So 不过 means but, 时间 is time, 长 is long, okay, 点儿 is a bit. Okay, in direct translation it's but, time, long, a bit. Okay, it is to mean it will take you a bit of time. Okay, it is understood that you are talking about the time taken to go there. So it doesn't necessarily have to say the time going there. Okay, just as in English, you just have to say it will take you a bit of time. Okay, let's look at the next slide and see what Anna has to answer. What Anna has to ask. She asks, how long does it take from the city area to the summer palace? In Mandarin it is 从城里到颐和园得用多长时间? Okay, quite a few new words. Let's look at them. The first one is 从. 从 means from. Okay, and this is the pinyin 从, and the radical is this one. So both left and right have this component. The arrangement is horizontal because it is the left and right components of the radicals you have here. Let's look at how to write 从. 1、2、3、4. Okay, 4 strokes for this word, 从. And it is just the repetition of the word 人. Okay, the next word is 城. 城 means city. Okay, this is the pinyin 城. The radical is this one. Let me just correct it very quickly. Okay, the radical is this one. What's on the left there? The arrangement is horizontal. Let me correct it again. The arrangement is horizontal. Let's look at how to write 城. 1、2、3、4、5、6、7、8、9. 9 strokes for this word, 城. Okay, let's decipher the whole sentence. 从城里骑到颐和园. In direct translation, it's from inside the city and to ride until you arrive summer palace. Okay, the rest should be easy. 得用多长时间? Okay, so that word there, 得, it can be used as the, but when it's pronounced as 得, it means must or needs. Okay, 用, as you know, is use. 多长时间 is to ask how long the time. Okay, so 得用多长时间 is to ask how long it requires. How long the time it requires to use to get from the city to the summer palace. Okay? The whole sentence in direct translation is from inside the city to ride and arrive at summer palace. It requires and use how long the time. Okay? In other words, it means how long does it take from the city area to the summer palace by bicycle. Okay? 骑到 it is to say riding, so it is understood that we are talking about riding a bicycle to somewhere. Alright? So let's see what Xiaowang has to answer. So Xiaowang says about 1.5 hours. In Mandarin, it is 大约1个半小时. Okay, so you have learned all the words here, but just the new usage of 约. Previously, you have learned 约 as in 约翰, a name for John, but to say 大约 is like about. Okay, you have also learned the other usage of saying about, which is 左右, like left and right. But in another usage, you can also use 大约. Okay? 1个半小时 is 1.5. 1个半小时 is 1.5 hours. I know in English, you say an hour and a half. It's like 1个小时半. But we say 1个半小时 as in an hour and a half. Okay? So 大约1个小时, 大约1个半小时 means about 1.5 hours. Okay? So it is straightforward. So I don't see any big problems coming from there. Alright? So this is the end of the conversations. You have learned quite a few nouns when it comes to things on the road. So you have learned how to say special lane or special or expertise, the traffic light and the green color, and the helping sound of a, how it's used, and some other words like from, city, pedestrian. Okay, and you have learned also another tourist destination in Beijing, which is Summer Palace. Okay, so this is the end of the lesson. I hope you benefited a lot from this series. And next up, we are gonna talk about eating Beijing roast duck. Okay, for quite a long time, we have been talking about topics like weather or sports, which help you to open up conversation with the Chinese, and also getting around the city using public transport and taxi services. Now we are going to talk a bit about food. Okay, in China there is a ton of good food that you can enjoy, and one of my favorite is eating Beijing roast duck. Okay, it is something I can't forget until now, so I'm glad to share with you how to eat Beijing roast duck. And from there, we'll learn quite a few new words, and I think you will be very excited to learn about this topic. Okay, so I'll see you in the next video. Thanks again for watching. 谢谢，再见。